Mountain bike downhill racing is alive and flourishing in Thailand.
Good morning.
It's all fun, this is like a grassroots event. People are having fun, it's not too serious, but once they're at the top, ready to start, everyone's has their race face on. But other than that, it's a very very laid back affair.
Basically try to get the people to come together and ride their bike and have a good fun race, not so serious. You can tell that people come here, they know each other very well, they make jokes, they chit-chatting and having beer after the ride together. So that's kind of the ambience that we have here at our series.
The foothills of the popular seaside city of Hua Hin was the latest venue for the fourth leg of this year's Thailand Gravity Series.
Yeah, just in the last, I would say, last 5 years, branching out a bit more, people more into bikes now.
The mountain bike community is quite small in Thailand, so I would say that any mountain biker who fancy going downhill will come enjoy our event.
Well, in a nutshell, a downhill race is a race down the mountain from top to bottom with there should be almost no uphill. There's usually going to be some obstacles, there might be some jumps, there might be some steep sections, some rock gardens, and the fastest guy wins, really. Not many people actually start with downhill. You start riding mountain bikes, riding some dirt roads, some single track, and eventually you get a little taste for the downhill tracks, and then you progress into a downhill bike and take it from there.
Yeah, local riders basically. Just local riders that are passionate about riding their bikes, and they've obviously got permission to put some trails in here.
It's a time trial, so the riders are set off like 1 minute apart, and we record the time at the bottom, and fastest guy wins in each category. And then the next step is then you enter a race, which takes usually a little bit convincing, because you watch these races and you think that's not for me, but eventually you go in the race and it's all fun.
$349.
120 long-term expats, international tourists and riding stars, plus a large Thai contingent of enthusiasts converged for the weekend event.
My name is Thanaporn Janupeng from Thailand.
Okay, Neil Avery from Wales in the UK, but I live in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
My name is Milad and I come from Iran.
I'm Joris. I'm a Belgian expat living in Bangkok, and I've been here for 18 years now.
I'm Nico Vink. I'm from Belgium, 32 years old, and we're in Thailand.
It's fun. It's a fun track. It's loose, rocky. It's not too long, which is good.
What we do, I would not consider extreme, although there are some technical sections and there are some incidents, but there's other competitions that are really extreme where people jump off cliffs.
It's a cool track, I like it. It reminds me of racing back home in Belgium. It's tight and tight corners. It's super dry now and dusty, so it will be interesting to see the local kids push their limits, and they're super fast now.
The real leaders of the pack in this competition are the elite riders and the junior riders. I mean, they're just how they get down that mountain that quick, I don't know. And these guys, I think the quickest guy here is about 14, 15 years old, Thai local, and incredibly talented, incredibly quick. I would easily on par with European level for sure. Yeah.
A convoy of pickup trucks was commissioned to repeatedly drive up and down the mountain so as riders could practice as many times as possible before their moment of glory.
Yeah, 4 runs this morning.
Normally we will have 3 to 4 races a year for the series. So it depends on the readiness of the trail where we want to go. For example, like Hua Hin, we have a few trails to choose here. So for Hua Hin, we just need to ensure that the uplift road is okay for the car to go, send the riders and coming down from the start to the finish.
I need another truck to get up there.
Many walked the steep, intricate track, planning their strategy.
Ever tried the first time, so we go down to take the line. Right now is the most technical from the track. Yeah. Be careful for puncher as well. But the track is good. It's quite smooth and a few techniques. Good.
I had a crash, so I'd like to work on that turn one more time. It's pretty soft, it's really well done, secure. And it doesn't go too fast, I guess, so, but yeah, it's always on the edge a little bit.
For the uninitiated, it looked extreme.
In most cases, it's important just to keep your speed up, to keep moving. If you go too slow, a lot of it's more difficult. So the faster you're going, in essence, the faster you're going, the easier it is.
Ah, yeah, it's a good track, good, nice little flowy and good little jumps.
I think we enjoy the courses very much, and the technicality of the course is why we do it.
I used to race on my cross-country bike on the downhill. The first time I raced, I won because I was the only girl riding on that race, so I won the race.
The nerves really come always when they count down on the start line. I always have butterflies in my stomach, ready to go, because you know you can do a dozen practice runs, but this one is the actual. You can't make any mistakes, and if you do, you can't think about them. You've got to recover quickly and just get back on it. Yeah. So every time I get nervous, that's all. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure everybody else does.
At speed, there was very little room for error. Between the drops, rocks and trees, to go home with simply a few bruises is to emerge relatively unscathed in this sport.
Yeah, I've shoulder off, knee off, vertebrae in my back, which is half the size it should be somewhere. So yeah, so we've had some, in my earlier days, some pretty big offsites, you know.
Categories were based on age, gender and kind of bike. Technology has made enormous inroads into the quality of bikes nowadays.
Hugely, absolutely massive. I remember the first suspension bikes coming out, and they maybe had 2 inches of travel, which is the amount the bike moves up and down. So what you see here today, bikes 8 and up to 10 inches of actual suspension travel, and not far off what you would get on an actual motorbike these days. Yeah.
Say 10 years ago all the wheels were 26 inch and then they started with 29 inch and now it seems like they've settled on 27.5 inch size. So all the new downhill bikes are kind of 27.5 inch.
Yeah, this is a full downhill bike. Before I was riding my enduro bike, which I'm still racing. That's in the free ride class, this one's in the downhill. More travel, so it's more luxury going down. Softer ride, more control.
Safety is paramount.
Years ago we didn't even used to wear helmets when we rode as kids, you know, but these days we turn up in the full. I prefer soft armour because sometimes the plastic armour can be too much, but you see guys here just there with the full-on carbon fibre neck braces, which in the event of a crash will stop your neck breaking. Helmets we like to wear, full face, full structure, so if you do come off the helmet doesn't break and your entire head's protected. They're mostly carbon fibre because they're quite light, because your head's quite like a good 5 kilos, so you don't want to add extra weight to it, you know. So yeah, keeping everything light and impact effective is the type of gear we aim for.
When the racing was complete, it was time to unwind with some games, prizes and frivolity. Another hugely successful event organised by the Mojo Bikes Adventure team, where the thrill of competition is alive and well.